Hi everybody, welcome to my house. We actually got the girls to come to the house to do the web chat tonight. I think they just like to get out of the office. Thank you for coming to the chat tonight. We have a bunch of questions that you guys have submitted on Facebook. I'm getting ready to kick off the Back to My Roots solo acoustic tour across Canada. I'm so excited about it. It's something I've wanted to do for a really long time. As a lot of you folks in the States know, I've done a lot of solo shows, you know, across the US and even a few in the UK and Scotland and England. And I've been, you know, kind of holding off doing it in Canada because I wanted to do it in a big way and hit as many markets as I could, and that's exactly what we're doing. I'm told from Karen La Fortune that I'm actually doing 41 shows, not 38. It's just a whole hell of a lot of them. That's all I know. So I've been here at the house. This is my office. I don't have this stuff in the middle of my living room, just so you know. Narcissist much. So I've been upstairs and in here, woodshedding as we call it, and going through songs and set lists and asking you guys what album cuts you want to hear, because it's just with a question answer session at the end of each show that we're doing, I have to keep the actual musical show part to a decent time, because there's going to be like a 15-minute intermission between the show and then another question answer after the intermission. So it's going to be a long show, and I'm very, very excited about it. But the challenge I'm having is keeping it at 75 to 90 minutes or whatever it's supposed to be. So that's been the hardest part. You know, I just have so much fun, I can't stop. I love to play and sing for you guys. So, but we were busy all summer long with the band. Love my two new band members, Tim Horsley and Amberly Raising Brand Rosen. They're awesome, and we had a really great summer out on the road, seeing a lot of you. And I want to thank you for coming to the shows. We've played some great festivals, some great fairs, some little places, some big places, big crowds, small crowds, and I've had an equally wonderful time with every single show. It's been really awesome. So thank you again for coming out to the shows and supporting country music and me and my band. We've had a great time. So we do have some questions that you guys have submitted. Continue to submit questions, because we are, like I said, doing the Q&A section at the end of every show on the solo tour. And, you know, your questions are always wanted, because we may actually get an audience that's a little shy, that don't have a ton of questions or are afraid to put their hand up, you know, because in Canada we're very polite, you know, and sorry for being polite, but sorry. Anyway, so if you want to submit a question, hashtag it AskTC, hashtag AskTC, and you can go to Facebook, Twitter, and ask a question. We're going to write them all down, put them all on cards so we have them, and, you know, we can answer any questions you have. But I'm going to answer some of them here tonight that you put on the Facebook page, starting with Marnie. Marnie would like to know.
I would like to know. Actually, Lee Readers would like to know, what are you looking forward to the most for your tour?
Lee. Oh gosh. That's a loaded question. I'm looking forward to getting up to Canada and connecting with the Canadian fans in a way that I have not before. I don't think, you know, a big band show with smoke and lights and everybody, you know, it's a connection, no doubt about it, but it's a high energy, rockin' kind of, I want you to have a great time, have fun. And I love that, but I feel like in this show, it's much more personal, it's much more of a one-on-one type of feeling, and every audience member is gonna be getting a VIP experience. And there's smaller venues, smaller markets, and it just makes for a more intimate experience. And, you know, I'm much more vulnerable up there by myself for the entire time, and you know, I'm looking forward to all aspects, but mostly the connection between me and the fans that I don't think I've yet, you know, had the chance to peel away those layers from the onion up in Canada yet.
Where can they get tour merchandise?
Tour merchandise. Oh, we have brand new tour merchandise. We have stuff just especially for the Back to My Roots tour. It's really cool. You can get it in my store online now. It's available there, and it's going to be at the merch table at the shows. and you know, and oh, we also have new fan club merch. Yes, brand new fan club merch. We've changed up some colors on stuff, and you know, merchandise is always a mixed bag. You got to throw things out there, see what works, what people like, what they don't like, and keep rolling with it. But we've revamped a whole bunch of it this year, and a lot of it's around the tour, and I'm really excited for you guys to see it because I love it. I kind of spearheaded the tour shirt for the Back to My Roots tour and the look of it, and I really love it. And you know, I'm always a fan of the shirts that don't have my ginormous face on the front of them because I could never wear that myself, but I appreciate you guys that do. But these shirts, these new tour shirts, are more of like a hatch print design. I'm really excited about them.
Tamara would like to know, many artists have come out with their own line of clothing, jewelry, home accessories, aka Reba just came out with some stuff at Cracker Barrel. Would you entertain that idea of your own line of product, and what would it be?
Sure, I would definitely entertain that idea. I mean, I already have a hat line with bullhide hats, which is, you know, pretty obvious why. I'm not wearing the hat tonight. It just feels weird wearing it in my house. But no, I mean, I already have a hat line, and you know, I would definitely do something like that. I could, you know, if somebody brought me an idea, a certain T-shirt or boots, or you know, I already wear Justin boots, who have been great to me. But you know, the cowboy hat was sort of the obvious one that's already happening. And if you want one, you can go to bullhide.com and get one of 16 or 17 Terri Clark specials.
The denim dude would like to know, why are your go-to jeans Wranglers?
Why are my go-to jeans Wranglers? I always wore Wranglers back in the 90s when things started, and eventually started wearing other stuff too. And then recently, Wranglers come out with some jeans that are so comfortable, and I absolutely love them. I've gone right back to them, and I absolutely love them. That's all I'm wearing right now. And they even were very kind to me by making, they only make them so long, and they actually went and made them longer for me. So they let the hem out and did a little custom job on all my jeans for this tour. Because I'm sitting, so, you know, your pant leg comes up even farther if they're a little on the short side. So they were very cool about doing that, and I'll be wearing them every night.
How did you decide on the intimate solo concept for the Back to My Roots tour?
After doing the solo show in several markets over the last, I guess I started this back in 2010-ish. You know, and I did a lot of them for about 3 years, and then I went back to doing a lot of full band shows again. But I realized that so many people really love this kind of show. It's a different experience with an artist that you think you know, but maybe you don't. And I read so many things online from people who came to this show with somebody who maybe, you know, they weren't really big country fans, but they got an experience that they discovered me basically as an artist through this solo show, and now come back for other ones. And it's just, it's like sitting down with an old friend and having a beer. It's like it's a different experience. And that's the reason why I do these, because I feel, I've always felt a tremendous connection with you guys and with my fans anyway. You know, we're all kind of the same, cut from the same cloth, and we're all big music fans. I feel like as much of a fan as an artist. So this is something that, you know, I would personally love to see my favorite artists do. If they could do something like this, it would be awesome.
KJ would like to know, have you ever thought of doing a 90s Women of Country concert?
Sure. I would love to do a 90s Women of Country. We've actually talked about it a lot around the management office. It's just figuring out which ones will do it, want to do it, can do it. You know, I tour a lot. I tour as much as I possibly can, and a lot of my female counterparts from the 90s have kids and families, and some of them are going on, some of the kids are going off to college, some of them are still in school. You know, I just interviewed Jody Messina for Country Gold, and she's chasing 2 little boys around. You know, so a lot of people, you know, have that to consider. I'm sort of I'm a renegade. I never had a big family and had kids, and I sort of I've got a bunch of guitars instead, and so I make the road is kind of my home, and I'll do it as much as I can. I just got to convince these other girls to do the same thing with me.
Amanda would like to know what your favorite part is about hosting Country Gold.
I love hosting Country Gold. What a gift that thing has been, that show. It's just like, you don't know. When I was doing the morning show, I gained a lot of experience and lost a lot of sleep. And getting up so early in the morning and then trying to maintain some sort of touring presence at the same time was very, very exhausting. But I did learn a lot. I learned a lot from the people in radio that I was around. And, I feel like that led to Country Gold, which is my home now and where I feel like I belong and what I should be doing, because I love 90s country, 80s country, 70s country. That's what makes my heart beat, and I absolutely have a great time. My favorite is when I get an artist in that I've known for years and years. We had Mark Wills in yesterday, so he's going to be on the show soon. But just having fun and talking about old days and this time and that. Remember this and remember that show, and remember when my manager's pillow caught on fire in the parking lot. Not this manager, it was a different one at the time. And we just. And Mark and I were label mates, so that's fun. And Jody Messina was a blast. I can't do every interview in person because it's just not possible with that many shows between their schedule and mine. But anytime I can harass somebody to come in and sit down with me, that's my favorite part.
Tasha would like to know what you listen to when you run and how far do you normally run?
How far do I run? Depends on who's chasing me. My run is generally close to 4 miles, and I do it 3 times a week, and it consists of sprints and run and sprint and run and sprint and run with a 5-minute warm-up, walking. It takes around 45 minutes to do it, and I listen to, it's an app that I'm using called Running for Weight Loss, and it's like a flame-looking thing, that's all it's called. It's by Red Rocks Apps. And they actually have music that you can download that speeds up when you're supposed to speed up and it slows down. It sounds really heinous, but it doesn't sound that good when it does that. But I'm not really listening for sonic, quality at that point. I'm just trying to get through it, without throwing up. But it's been a summer of that, and as most of you know, it's been a heat wave this summer too. And everywhere I've gone, it's been hot as Hades. So. Between the shows and sweating with that, I'm pretty sure I've lost a little weight just in sweat this summer, but I'm glad I did it. I'm not doing it as much for weight loss and looks purposes as I am to increase my stamina and resilience for this 41 show tour I've got coming up. It's the most, intense schedule I think I've ever had touring with, some are 6 nights in a row. When you're putting that much into it emotionally and in a different place all the time and in the bus and meeting so many people, it's tough. You gotta make sure your stamina's up. So that was the main reason for the running thing this summer.
How's your golf game going?
My golf game depends on what day you ask me. I have moments of brilliance and then epic meltdowns. There's nothing consistent about my game. I just found out my handicap is 24. So after 2 years playing, if anybody knows about that, I just found out what a handicap means. But, it's not great, but it's fine. I can, one day I'm driving the ball like brilliantly, and then the next day I can't get it off the tees. And then one day I'm chipping great and I lose my drive. So, if every aspect of the game ever comes together for me, maybe I'll have a career change or something.
What is on the horizon for new music?
New music, that's an interesting question. I've been writing songs. I've never, it's interesting, I'm taking a bit of a sabbatical from feeling really pressured to get back in the studio and just start manically recording stuff because, I don't know, I feel like I've been doing that for 20 years. There's always been new recording on the horizon. And I've been so intensely focused on touring this past year and the rest of this year, and will be again next year, But I've been talking to a producer who we've discussed going in and cutting a few things when I have some songs that we're both into. There will be new music. Don't kid yourself. I can't just not create something new and I know everybody wants to hear the same songs over and over again. They were the hits and I'm grateful for them, but I also have to I have to forge ahead as an artist and continue to be creative and feed my soul as a writer. I've written some really cool stuff that I hope you'll get to hear at some point. I wrote a song with Maya Sharp not long ago that I absolutely love. It's a gorgeous song. And there are a couple other cool things there too. So hopefully, maybe later next year, 2017 or early 2018, we'll have to see how that pans out.
What are you doing on the CCMA Awards on Sunday?
My lawn guy is here. Timing is impeccable. What am I doing on the CCMA Awards?
Yes.
Well, I am going to, we're just going to go and have him kind of maybe go to the backyard first. See, this is what happens when you do these things at home. Can you hear it on there? Yeah, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. CCMAs, back to CCMAs. So, since the Back to My Roots tour starts literally 3 days after the CCMAs, I am doing that sort of thing on the show. I'm gonna have my guitars around me, and I'm going to have my porch board and my acoustic, and I'm gonna do exactly what I'm gonna be doing in the show. Only I'm going to shove 3 songs into 3 minutes and 50 seconds. So I've worked up a medley of a few hits to do in that fashion. So it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have an audience around me and be on a smaller stage, which will be pretty cool. So it's gonna be a moment in the show, I think, that's not like a lot of the other stuff, and hopefully I have as much fun doing that there as I will on the tour.
What do you do with your fur babies?
Oh, Rigby, Charlie! Oh, they're probably fascinated with the lawn guy. Oh gosh, just dangle some food. Where are they when you want them around, right? They're like the police. Like, where are the cops when the guy's cutting you off? Instead, they're like chasing you down for going 5 minutes. Oh. Charlie! Rigby! Come here! Rigby! Come here! Hi! 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 Come here! Rigby! Charlie, come be on camera. Come on! Oh my gosh. She's like, you never call me over. Okay. Say hi. Say hi. This is Rigby. These are the girls. Oh, they were outside. I can tell they were outside. You can pick her up. You can pick her. Oh my gosh. She's got her legs spread over there. Oh. Talking about the dog.
Not me.
No.
Come here, Charlie. There you
Okay,
go.
there's my baby. Who's your babies? So this is Charlie, the wiener dog here. And this is Rigby, the latest edition. She's a Morkie. And I love them very much. Yes, your mama's baby girl. Hers is. Oh, they're so cute. Anyway, I'm going to miss them very much. And somebody asked a question about what I do with them when I'm gone. I leave them alone. I'm just kidding. They cook and clean and fend for themselves. I actually have a dog sitter named Renee, who is awesome, who comes and stays with them. So they sleep with her, and they don't have to leave their environment. And I have another dog sitter in Canada at the cottage, so when I have to leave there, Jody looks after them. Hi, Jody, if you're watching. And they're very trustworthy people, and love them as much as I do, and take good care of them. So I'm very lucky to have that, and then I don't have to, upset the routine too much. Is that it? Are we done? Awesome! Well, thank you guys for joining me here today, and I look forward to seeing you guys out on the Back to My Roots tour 2016.